case.
Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate Mike Franken is denying assault allegations by a former campaign staffer.
KCCI's Amanda Rooker spoke with a political expert about whether this will change the race for U.S. Senate less than 2 months before the election.
That's right, Steve. Stacy, the assault allegations are detailed in an April police report. We first told you about that yesterday. They allege that Franken grabbed a former campaign staffer and kissed her on the mouth without her consent. But no charges were filed, and Des Moines police closed that case 5 months ago. KCCI political analyst Dennis Goldford says the claims do change the race for Iowa's Senate seat, but that it's not game over for Franken.
The difficulty for anyone in a situation in which some accusations have been made by some third party is that whether they're true or not, anytime you're explaining, you're not campaigning.
And with Election Day less than 2 months away, KCCI political analyst Dennis Goldford says time is of the essence.
An allegation of this sort introduces or can introduce a hesitation on the part of voters who are still learning who a particular candidate is and may be swayed by information that may be true, may not be wholly true.
Michael Franken and his campaign have denied the allegations that he grabbed a former campaign staffer and kissed her without consent. At a campaign event Monday, Franken told the Cedar Rapids Gazette that it's, quote, nonsense, but it's kind of traditional for the Republicans to drum something like this up. I'm surprised that they would come after a person like myself. Iowa Republican Party Chair Jeff Kaufman responded to that claim Tuesday.
This is all based on a very detailed police report. This was not something that was spun up in a political office. This was a police report that is multiple months old.
According to the report, Des Moines police found no information to support that a criminal act occurred and closed the case as unfounded. Goldford says that's key when it comes to how much these allegations could change the race.
If there were arrestable charges and charges that could be made and prosecuted, that would be game over. But we're not there yet, if at all.
Now, we reached out to Strop Bogus for comment, but have not heard back. Iowa Republicans say a non-disclosure agreement is what's keeping her potentially from speaking out. Franken's campaign responded to that in a statement, writing, quote, Chuck Grassley said on record this morning that it is, quote, not a campaign issue. Maybe Grassley's staff needs to follow up with Chuck before they continue to push allegations that both the Des Moines Police Department and the Polk County Attorney's Office determined to be unfounded. Their campaign did not address the non-disclosure agreement. Grassley's campaign spokesperson responded to the allegations Tuesday, writing in part, quote, because his alleged victim is under a non-disclosure agreement, according to the police report, Iowans are only hearing one side of the story. Iowans deserve to know the full story, including why he and his lawyers allegedly attempted to silence the victim and her spouse. Steve?